Hello and welcome back to the FACEIT Stage 1 London LAN Finals. We've had a great weekend of Counter-Strike so far, but we're here to find out who's going to make it as the final team into the semi-finals that take place tomorrow. We've already got 3 teams there.
Yeah.
King Thorin is with me. Lord Thorin,
You
prefer Lord
sorry,
Thorin?
I was just wiping a young Danish man's blood off my scepter of analytical power.
That's the only
God-given by myself.
That's the only reason I'm back, because Cadian's dead now.
Anyway, yeah.
Poor
We
Cadian.
can put away the enough with the pomp and
Welcome back,
officialities.
everyone. I've had massive FOMO today.
Massive what? Bono?
FOMO.
FOMO. Okay.
FOMO. Do you know what that stands for? It means fear of missing out. I've missed you all.
Okay.
I've missed you all a lot, standing over there doing interviews.
Okay. You have been missing out, I think.
I know, I have. Welcome back to the desk, guys. I'm saying welcome back. You should be the one welcoming me back. But we are here to see who's going to go.
No one does.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Like, yeah, we
It's
probably
fine.
should.
Welcome back, James.
I'll
Welcome
take
back
my
to my
name,
desk.
so, yeah.
Thanks. Cheers. We're going to see
It's my
Navi
desk.
play TSM again.
Yeah.
A rematch from yesterday's match. Are you looking forward to this, Thorin? It should be a great match.
Especially
Right?
because of the way the game yesterday went. It was a really great game, and you couldn't tell which maps they were going to get the wins on. As a result, I think a lot of that's going to play into what's going to happen now, because there's going to be the mind games of what happened on this map before, what pick should we do here, and you have to add in, just like when NiP had to play today against, admittedly, they had to play against Immunity, it's not the same caliber as Na'Vi, but coming into that match, you could have wondered, like, right, well, will Immunity have, like, the edge? Will they actually get the upset because NiP's coming in on tilt because they've just lost? So now TSM, they probably feel like we should already be in the semi-finals. Now they have to play a dangerous opponent that they could have avoided, so I feel like that plays a bit to Na'Vi's favour here, because they've just been sat back, probably watching TSM, waiting, and so now they've got a little bit of an edge on them, I think.
Do either of you guys feel that maybe the fact that Na'Vi have been relaxed, as Thorin said, do you think they're going in cold? Do you think that TSM, this is like been a massive warm-up, or do you think it will be a disadvantage for TSM?
It's really hard to tell. I mean, TSM did choke those last few rounds, and it really went kind of hard on them.
Yeah.
At the same time, they did have, as Thorin said, like a warm-up game before this, so it's really hard to predict. When I was talking with them out here in that event, they actually looked kind of relaxed, TSM that is, and they were kind of like laughing off it, like openly joking about the choking, so they might actually be able to like come back from that. It's a very good approach, I think.
That's kind of how they approached it, I believe, Dan, isn't it? How they approached the chokes in the previous events when they were only getting to semi-finals. They were joking about it. I know at StarLadder we were talking to them about getting to a final. They said, "What, we can win something? There's a final?" So they do like to make light of the situation. Do you feel like it's gonna benefit them?
Well, I was walking to the catering area earlier. I saw Carrigan. He looked at me. I looked at him, and he was like, he was just. I mean, these guys just completely own the fact that this is the thing. Like, and that's of course the best way to go with something like this, because generally speaking, they've already had a good result.
Okay.
What's going on
I
there,
don't
Thorin?
buy
Go
this
on,
whole
do
thing that it's the best way to go with it. It's one way to go with it.
Yeah, of course.
Depending on the personnel you have, maybe that's the one you choose. Personally, I like the VP approach or the Na'Vi approach. If you lose, you get a bit mad and you're like, oh, you're annoyed. You maybe complain at the guy who made the key mistake. I actually don't. Listen, it's one thing if you can just like shake it off a bit, like, oh yeah, we choked a bit. But they almost go too far. They're like, ha, we choked again, didn't we? Oh, and he's like, this guy always losing in the key moment. Ah, I tell you what, I don't mind me. It's fine. My whole life's pretty much a joke at this point in time. It's always about to happen, and then it doesn't. Why does God hate me? Oh, I don't know. I'm just, I can't wait to play the next game, yeah.
So do you think it's all forced, this positivity? Do you feel like it's really forced?
Here's
Genuinely.
the sad thing. When I was saying before the break, like actually that when you look at when they are choking, they never really seem to get mad, but there's no emotion actually. They just seem to sort of all like freeze a little bit and just be kind of like, the lack of emotion. They're just like, oh, like worried, and like they're hoping this guy's going to do something, or someone's going to give like the speech, like, oh, come on guys, we can do this, but no one does. So I actually kind of worry that it's just the personalities they have in the team. They just don't have that like strong figure in that sense. Because when you look at teams like Virtus.pro, or I'm trying to think of another good team, probably NIP in the past, they have certain personalities, like good ones like Freiburg, for example. I remember when Freiburg lost that DreamHack Winter final to LDLC, and he lost in really narrow fashion, and his team shouldn't even have been in the final. They shouldn't even have had a chance to beat LDLC, one of the best teams in the world. And right afterwards, instead of going like, oh, like we gave it a bit, and it was a good final, and good second place, his first tweet it just said, you don't win a silver, you lose a gold. I've never got that feeling about the TSM guys. I felt it's more like they're always like, oh, but we did give it a good try, didn't we? And like, I hope next time it goes different. But that's the thing. It's not a one-off thing. It's happening again. In fact, it's only not happened once, basically, ever. So I kind of feel almost worried that they're habituated to it, that they don't mind it as much. I'd almost rather one of them was like, I mean, I've heard all these rumors, okay, that Cajun B's a big rager, but he seems just like the rest of them to just accept it. You know, I'd almost like it if he was like, oh, this is bullshit. I'm not going to play under these conditions. See, Cadian's done it to me now. No, I'm dropping.
You surprised me, sorry.
Whatever. Well, it's technically a quote. I didn't actually say that. That's what he hypothetically would have said. I was just quoting verbatim because it'd be rude to change what he would say.
You say about this having this one big voice in the team. Yeah. Should we not expect Carrigan to be
You'd hope
that
so,
one?
wouldn't you? The problem here's what's weird. I think part of his problem is he's the new man, and I think when you're the new man into a team, even if things go really well, there's still that adjustment period where, first of all, if the other four have been there for a while, they can cut you at any time if they don't like what you're saying. And then secondly, because you're new into the team yourself, you usually focus on your own game. Like, oh, I've got to get my stuff up to standard. Like, I can't just start telling other people what to do. Like, the difference is, okay, in Titan, Existence can be the worst player in the whole team. He could have, like, 0 to 15, but he has the authority, and he knows, like, right, well, the only point of me being in this team is I've got to be the voice that, like, tells people what to do and get this guy back on track. So I would hope Carrigan, maybe that's the thing. Maybe he can develop into that player. Maybe he can learn kind of his personnel. Like, oh, this guy, like, maybe someone like Cajun B's a fiery guy. So maybe that guy, you challenge him, like, yeah, I need you on this map. Maybe Device is like more of a shy guy, and you need to be like, listen, don't worry about that. Like, you'll get it together. Like, it's kind of like knowing your personnel. That's what like managers have to do in football. You know, there's a difference between tactical manager and the man manager, I think.
Do you feel like they might need a bit more time then? Carrigan might need a bit more time to become that leader that they need at this time?
Yeah, I actually think so. I mean, he's been in the team for about maybe 6 months now or something. I mean, that's quite a long time, but maybe 6 months more. And another thing I felt like they should have done in that game particularly is like they should use the timeout earlier and like use the entire time, because it felt like they took a timeout and then Kerrigan just said, we're going to do this, and then they just unpaused immediately. Just have a break. They can just like say nothing, because, I don't know, it just helps to like get the pressure off you.
I'm scared that they brought that photo up again, the
Why is
production
that?
team, because last time I saw this, it all went haywire.
Okay.
But you're staying quiet so far, so that's good. That's good. Okay, let's talk about Na'Vi then, because we spoke about this a lot yesterday, but obviously we'll have new viewers now as well. Key players for Na'Vi, the ones we keep mentioning are Guardian and Flamey.
Yeah.
Right.
What, you guys keep mentioning them. I actually think, here's the thing, I'll come clean here. I actually think Flamey's a bit overhyped. I think
Really?
he's the player where he's not like a consistent, like you always know what you're going to get from him. He'll have the occasional map where he goes crazy, but he has some maps where his impact's just okay. I actually think, to me, the second best player in Na'Vi, I think, is Edward.
Yeah, I agree with
I think
that.
Edward's just crazy, especially because Edward has this, like, okay, here's a concept that I took from the NBA. It's called an irrational confidence player. And it's the player where he's not the best player on your team, but he thinks he is. And so if you put him in the game, you purposely put him in the game when you need like a quick run of points, because he's so crazy, he'll be like, I'm taking every shot myself. Even though he's not the best player, normally he's supposed to pass to the best player, he'll be like, I'm taking this shot and then this one. And so that kind of guy is like a really good like spark plug type guy. And it means that even when you're facing odds where, well, rationally he should be like, oh, this opponent's better than me, he's like, no, I'm the best still. So he'll be able to sort of barrel through that. And so in a weird way, those kind of guys are good for you. I think Edward's like that. If you ever see the way Edward plays, I mean, not to go Cadian, but he's like a no F's given guy. Like, you ever remember when they played this game at Star Series, where on the deciding map, on the 30th round of the game to get to overtime, he was faced in a 1v1, right? And he comes up behind the guy he has to kill to win the 1v1 and go to overtime. And he could just zoom in with the AWP and kill the guy. And he was like, yeah, just do a no-scope instead. And no-scopes aren't even accurate in CSGO. He just bangs off a no-scope like, what do I care? I'm a baller. And it missed, and he lost the whole game for his team and everyone, and he just looked like, get it next time. I love that. I like the fact that there's a guy out there like that.
Ballsy.
So it means that he's not the best player, because sometimes that irrational confidence, that style will get you killed and he'll lose games. But also, that's like a guy with no fear. He's not going to choke. He's just going to go for it. And when he's on his game, he's really good. So I think if him and Guardian both go well, that's Na'Vi at their best for me.
Yeah, Dan, you were in agreement about Edward, were you?
Yeah, I mean, especially last few months, he's really coming into form. But the thing is, as well, with the Flamey argument, is that Flamey's supposed to be getting frags. I mean, it takes a bit of a lurker role for his team. So if he's not getting the frags, then he's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing on the team. So it's one of those situations where it's just a little bit It's the obvious choice, basically. And of course, Flamey going into the lineup is that's what they needed, and it's allowed them to have better results. So the focus, of course, does lie upon him. And even, for example, Zeus lately has been playing way better on like certain maps. For example, every Dust 2 I've seen recently, apart from one at this tournament from Na'Vi, Zeus has actually been top fragging for them. So the entire level has been lifted for Na'Vi. They seem to be progressively getting better now that they found new roles with Flamey in for Starix and just fitting that lurker role. Edward's playing better. Guardian has less pressure on his shoulders as well. As a unit, Na'Vi is just better right now, and they have more strings to their bow.
The thing is, Zeus obviously has those big hands, for controlling things, holding the horses back, as it were, reining things in, working things, cranking out rounds when needs be, Just that was just subliminal, just get the message across,
James, you knew that was going to happen.
No, I knew. He was just stalling. He was just keeping it all.
Studs on his team for all they're worth.
Have you just been going through these overnight? That's what you were doing last night in your hotel room, wasn't it?
I wonder if Zeus is a brony.
He might be.
He
is now, in my mind.
Maybe. Yeah. In your mind? You have fantasies about Zeus being a brony in your mind?
All the time. Even before yesterday's conversation.
He's a guy with big hands, what can I tell you? And a big heart as well. Let's not forget that, guys.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. Let's go
See
through.
I rescued that there.
Let's go through the vetoes for this match. Na'Vi dropped Nuke, and then TSM dropped Cobble. Surprising or expected?
Expected.
The Na'Vi one's obvious. Drop Nuke, they don't play it. The TSM one's like, they don't play Cobble either, but it's not like Na'Vi are famous for playing Cobble, so I feel like almost if you really wanted to gamble, you could leave that up there thinking that maybe Na'Vi will ban it later, or you don't have to ban it first anyway. That's the only reason it's weird there. But TSM's not famous for Cobble, so it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, and
Na'Vi's actually practicing Cobble a lot lately, so that might be one of the reasons.
But the thing is, they're practicing it because it's actually been a weakness of theirs. So it's kind of like they've left it in there because they can kind of get away with still having it in the pool and risking it. But that's actually a good choice, I think, from TSM, to be honest, because that's a map that Guardian often doesn't have a big impact for them lately, and that's obviously kind of a big deal. And it's a big ult map as well, so I think that's a smart pick.
His was beautiful, though, the first pick for Na'Vi.
So Na'Vi, the first pick, the first map that we're going to be going to very soon is Overpass.
Yeah. Well, Na'Vi's literally just like, listen, they've got bad memories on that. It's like, I want to put them back in Vietnam, back in the jungle. And they're like, Charlie's everywhere. What's going on here? And they're just like, they're just getting all these flashbacks and like, welcome back Cajun B, welcome back Carrigan, welcome to hell. War is hell. So I'm liking this. It's kind of a ballsy pick there. Because before, this would always have gone like third map. Like, it'd be available, but it's going to go third map. Or maybe, if you leave it then, maybe if TSM's scared, they even ban it, So by picking it now, you kind of immediately put a TSM who's just come out of that game right back onto it again. So I like that move.
Do you think that's going to work? Do you think they're going to get into their heads?
Hey, I mean, to be honest, that's basically TSM's downfall. Everyone knows TSM have loads of skilled players. It's the psychology that really gets to them. So why not? I mean, Na'Vi are great at Overpass. It's not like they're not familiar with actually playing them there. And honestly, at Star Series as well, that was actually another massive choke game from TSM against Na'Vi. So it honestly makes a lot of sense.
Okay, last match of the day. Knife round is coming up very soon, if not live right now. Let's find out who's going to be our fourth semi-finalist. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you very much. So, again, I was mentioning before, Bjorn, about like how Na'Vi have been struggling a little bit on Cobble. So you're saying they're practicing a lot at the moment. Have you actually played against them on Cobble?
Yeah, I actually think we have played a practice game against them, and they crushed us pretty badly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're actually probably the strongest Cobble team I've played, I would say.
So you haven't played many Cobble teams then?
Yeah.
All right, well.
It looks like Na'Vi won the knife round, and of course they're going to start as CT here on Overpass.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays out. As Na'Vi, again, getting that good start, getting the money going is going to be super important on the CT side. And, can they put TSM in the same kind of position as they were in before? Well, hopefully for their sake. They don't get to that situation where they can just win for their sake. But
yeah, they shouldn't think about that game too much because they can get in their head, and of course Na'Vi's gonna play in like a completely different way as well.
Okay, so we're gonna have. It looks like they're setting up for a bit of a split onto B. They got 3 members towards sewers here. Well, one going back towards Monster Tunnel as they make their way in. They're gonna spot one player there in the distance, Flamey. He's gonna spot the majority of the players and the bomb, so they know what's going on. The rotation is gonna start happening, but they can't get the bomb planted straight away. They got to get these kills and make sure that it's gonna be safe. Guardian's just peeking over the top there and getting some good frags, but Dupree will hold down to the sewers area, so no sneaky Na'Vi players from Connector to attack them just yet, but it's all going to be down to Dupree now, left on short area. Guardian and Zeus very low. Just need that one headshot. What a double peek there from Na'Vi. They're going to pull it off, and they're going to pick up that ever-important pistol round to secure a nice CT economy.
And that's like probably the most common pistol round you do as T on this map is you smoke off towards graffiti on B, and you just get the bomb down, and you usually get like 1 or 2 entry frags. We saw them actually being in a 4v2 there, but it's actually really hard to hold on to that bomb site. So yeah, we saw Navi taking that 2v4 on the that B site, and you can think, okay, they shouldn't be able to take a 2v4 after plant, but it's extremely hard to hold that site actually, because the CTs can then jump down here, where we see Flamey jumping down. It's really hard to stop.
He's going to get close to the smoke actually towards Party. And he's going to hear a lot of stepping, so they're going to know that there's lots of TSM players lurking around. And this is quite forward positionally from the SMGs, which could work out quite well. Bunny's going to tap them down towards A long, and they're going to gain some ground towards the toilets, but not before they get stopped by Seized. So Seized, he just made $1,800 there. That weapon just paid itself back.
Not bad.
Not bad for a day at the birthday party. So 2-0 is the score now. Na'Vi smooth sailing so far, but it's just 2 rounds in, and TSM getting the bomb planted are going to be able to get the AK buy-in.
Let's see if TSM go for their A standard or a straight up B execution. And 4 guys going towards B, it looks like they're going to be their B execution.
Alright, so Carrigan can cause some issues towards Connector, try to cut off rotating players. Free is going to get spotted actually, not just him, his teammates as well. Bomb is going to be funneling up towards the B bomb side as well through Monster Tunnel. TSM moving forwards, it's very fast, not many grenades to actually aid the push, but they're in on top of the bomb site, they're getting the entries they need. And can they actually get this bomb planted now? It's always a bit of a battle before you can ever get the bomb planted. You want to make sure the CTs are removed from the bomb site correctly. And TSM have managed to do that. It's just Seized who's left over. He's going to go down. That's a really clean round there from TSM. 4 guys surviving, and Na'Vi going to be having to use all their cash here, potentially. But there's a couple players with very low money.
And I really like that strategy from TSM. Just walking up short there from sewers is actually really strong, because Navi didn't hear them going there. And like if you're up short there towards the B side, you can actually go for the plant. Like you're on the site after like 2 seconds. So it's really, really hard for Navi to stop.
Ooh, interesting smoke here from Zipnix towards the end of the toilets area. Guardian with a nice shot, able to find Device. Now, can Na'Vi keep hold of these bomb sites? It's going to be a very crucial round for them. They need to get that economic control back. They need to spend lots of money, but oh no, Dupree going to find a great shot from the boost there onto Guardian, and he is going to even things straight back up again. So TSM with control over Connector at the moment. But we do have a man pushing, I think it's Edward, all the way around, as you can see right there, like through towards T-spawn, and also the back of the connector area, the big long area in the middle.
Yeah, this should have been an easy round for Navi right now. Edward flanking, Navi have all the information they need. They know they're going to go towards B, even leaving 1 guy left in the toilets just to be safe.
And the execute is going to come in slowly but surely, but Edward's already there in position. He got flashed. Oh my goodness, that barely saved Edward. Zipnix there, but how long can he survive? He's going to be up against Seized. Great hold there by Na'Vi, despite losing Guardian from that boost. And generally speaking, looked pretty tidy, to be honest. TSM looked a little bit lost after they lost their first player or 2. So
yeah, I would like them to see, if you want to go for a slow standard type of play on Overpass, I always want them to go for like more towards party, more towards long, because running out towards sewers, you just it's so easy to die from them spamming through that like tree thing there.
Alright, well it's looking pretty standard here from Na'Vi at the start of the round. They got a bit of an aggression into the connector area, but they are going to get removed, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Guardian. He's actually down to 34 health. He's alone against the entire lineup. His teammates are very far away. Guardian's going to have to connect some shots here if he wants to make this doable. There's number 1. Carrigan goes down. Guardian missing the second one. Doesn't get a chance for another. Device is going to take the site with his team. TSM, though, they have to contest with Zeus. He barely made it onto the site in time by Optimus. Flamey coming in from Bank. Now they've set up a good defense here. Flamey trying to shoot down Zeus. Down to 7 HP now, but they've actually held the A bomb site. This is going to cause TSM to go for that rotate towards B. And Na'Vi, they've got a bit of a faster rotate, but the positions are going to be the important factor here. Zeus is picked up in AWP with such low health. That's quite a smart choice from the man. as the bomb is going to get planted. Flamey going to find Cajun B. Spray coming in, but it's not enough to take down Cajun B. They're so low at the moment, and Zeus is wielding an AWP. Both of them playing for that trade situation where they can easily double peek as well. So Dupree and Cajun B playing it by the book. Zeus, he's going to realize and back away.
Yeah, smart decision here from Zeus. They really want that out for that next round for Guardian.
Really back and forth at the moment between Na'Vi and TSM in the early stages. I mean, Na'Vi are in a spot where their money is going to start to be really, really shaky, and I can only imagine they're going to want to run, have AWPs constantly on Guardian at the very least. Some teams find great effect from double AWPs as well, and all the aggression, all the nades that you need as CTs. Again, always big cost for the CTs, way more than the Ts. So, do you think this is going to be a good moment now for Na'Vi to take, for TSM to take economic control?
Yeah, especially if they win this round. Let's see if they go for the same push towards Party, and I asked them to do that the last round, and they delivered, pushing up from the door towards the Party area, towards the toilet, and yeah, they're doing the same thing. It's just so easy to gain ground here.
So first fight here, altercation between Dupree and Edward. TSM going to gain more ground with that frag, and that might force Na'Vi back a little bit more as well. They've got Guardian towards the A-long area, and also I believe it sees a little bit closer. Yep, and Zeus is over towards the B-bomb site initially, but he's going to rotate back, as they're not 100% sure exactly where TSM are going at the moment, but they have occupied sewers. They're going to be trying to split onto the B-bomb site. They do get the entry onto Flamey. Dupree able to do that. Zeus spraying through the smoke, but he gets absolutely nothing. TSM cleaning house with Na'Vi. It's just Guardian who's left over, and he's going to have to save that AWP all over again. And he's going to have to be also against... He's going to be the hunted right now. They're all going to be going for him.
Yeah, TSM winning that round in a really decisive manner. I'm kind of surprised that the guy, I don't know who it was from Na'Vi, but the guy standing inside of the bathrooms over the stairs there took that position. You can see his body there. Like, where was he supposed to go? Like, you have no escape route. You always want to take peeks, like go aggressive A, but you always want to be able to fall back, because if you go down there, you lose all information, the terrorists gain all the ground, and just TSM can just toy with them after that.
And Guardian will survive. It was glass cannon mode with the AWP. Device on screen there. Now TSM, they're bringing themselves back into this one. It's looking like they're about to get some good momentum going. I mean, they only have to worry about an AWP at the moment, so it should be pretty simple and straightforward for them to take this round. I mean, what kind of options do you like in a situation like this?
Yeah, they know that they have one AWP. I would just go for a push together as Ricardo's, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
The Guardian will take down one. He's going to spot a second one, gets the headshot onto Zipnix, spots the third player, even connects with it, and they are going to be completely distracted by Guardian. This creates a huge opening for Na'Vi in the chaos to actually take it all down to Carrigan, and he's got to get the bomb planted as well, but it's such an exposed position, it's going to be quite difficult. Now, if Edward and Flamey play this smart, they might be able to pull this one off. Carrigan now will spot the headshot onto Edward. There's the second player on short. He knows where Flamey is. He doesn't have any armor, no weapon to use there, and he's going to go down. And TSM saved the round.
It's so smart for Guardian to put himself towards Monster there, because in the meta right now, if you're up versus like one AWP, and you know the rest is going to go for an eco, you usually just go for a like 4 or 5 man push at the like least expected place that you're going to put the AWP, and it's like he's probably not going to play Monster, because you can't really run around there.
It's usually
and,
A, isn't it?
And Guardian just figuring that out and just, okay, I'm just going to go Monster.
So this is a fast double peek here down from Na'Vi on their buy round. And wow, they're 3 players dead in 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds after the start of the round. So, okay, now it's just Device left. So this is going pretty well for Na'Vi, and they should be able to claim an AWP soon enough as well. So Device, objective, get some damage done. There's a little bit of damage onto Edward. And Na'Vi, they shouldn't be too worried. They know the bomb is there as well. But Device is picking up another kill, and he didn't take any damage that time either. So they've got to be very careful here, because they're facing him 1 versus 1, and they don't have to do that.
Yeah, and already 2 kills. This is actually a very big deal for Na'Vi, because they can't build up a bank now, and if they lose the next round, they will actually be forced to an eco just due to these 2 kills of Device. So, and a 3rd kill from Device as well, just playing amazingly. And he will actually be able to pick up the bomb.
Yeah, he knows exactly where it is, of course. Sees it on his radar. And Na'Vi, the remaining 2 players, Flamey and Zeus, are sticking together. But this is a disastrous round at the moment. It's turned into from a completely one round to a round where they should still win it. There's a small chance that Device can actually pick this one up, but they've also got to make sure that they don't incur more damage.
And he actually is going to be able to plant the bomb. This could actually be like the sickest clutch in like this year.
So Device is now going for the plant. And there was a player on Sirius. He's been completely silent. Now Device has to be fast, but it will be Zeus with the frag, so they can breathe a sigh of relief there. Because, yeah, as you said, that would have been... The thing is that that's one of those situations where, like, we're 5 versus 1.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fine. We're super confident. And then 1 versus 2 post-plant.
Yeah, and like especially and still he got 3 kills. He got the bomb down, and now he has a really bad economy. Like even before that, so
yeah,
that was like that. Those 3 kills on that plant could basically be a free round for TSM.
Yeah, I mean, there's no AWP for them now, and for Na'Vi, and there's a lack of grenades, and they're in a position where they have to eco if they lose this one now. So it's yeah, such a big deal there from Device to come out huge like that. And the score at the moment, 4-4. We're tied up at the moment into the 9th round as TSM are going to be taking over Suez control. Zeus is in a very committed position towards Mod, so if they do push that, of course, he's got nowhere to fall back to. But he's got help. He's got Flamey to kind of bait him out there, so to distract them essentially. Zeus is going to peek out. He does get taken down by the monster exit into the B bomb site. Now as KGB is going to try to smoke off the kind of jungle area and make sure that his team can get that bomb planted. So post-plant positions looking pretty good at the moment for TSM as they are going into this 3-on-3. But that nade was perfect somehow, finding Zipnix. But now Carrigan is going to be expecting some CT players very soon to be jumping over. Here's KGB though, gets double peeked. Good stuff here so far from Na'Vi, but it is going to be down to the 1-on-1. Edward with the superior health though, going to win that duel and get the defuse. But again, so much damage by TSM.
Yeah, and that round TSM should have won though. They did a great tactic where they know that now we're just playing 2 guys defensive on B. So they just push really close in Monster, really close in the sewers, and they push at the same time. And they did a 1-for-1 trade with both Zeus and I think it was Flamey, yeah. And after that you have the bomb site and you have a lot of time to just push towards city spawn, and they just managed to fail in that after plant somehow.
And well, I'm going to see some good boosts coming in from Na'Vi, just mixing things up a little bit this time. TSM with a bit of a force buy, to be honest. They got 3 Galils, a Tech 9, just a few grenades. So let's see what they're able to do here. They know that the economy for Na'Vi is so weak that they just want to keep the pressure on, and another few frags would certainly be good, but they could pretty well win this one, force the eco out, but they're going to go for the push towards toilets. Going to have the trades coming in as TSM quickly gaining ground now. C's able to take down Carrigan, switches up the weapon. He's got T's all around him, but he's got support as well. Guardian coming in, going to be able to cover his back. And once again, it's Device against almost the entire Na'Vi team. He's 1 versus 3. Bomb is down in the control of Na'Vi. C's is right next to it. Device is going to be patient. He's got 50 seconds to play with, so patience is definitely a virtue in this situation. But he will get spotted now, and there's one in the smoke. C's picks him up, and that is another round for Na'Vi. And this time it was only 2 guys dying, so not too bad.
Yeah, but I think two guys is still enough to keep their economy so low that I think they might be forced to Nico 3. It's kind of 50-50. Yeah, TSM actually going for the full eco now. This is actually a good decision. They gave up the fight here. Okay, we can't break Navi's economy. Let's just go for a full eco and just try to play our regular game with nades.
Take care of our economy instead. Oh wow, what a grenade that is. Beautiful that they've done the research for that one, and that did quite a lot of damage to Zipnix. And Flamey now is left alone by the barrels on the bomb site. He's going to have to do a good job holding this down, but he did throw the smoke, and it's kind of like putting a brick wall down, it would seem, on the monster tunnel. And you can see minus 24 seconds there. If they are going to go the longest route towards the A-bomb site, running all the way, but they are going to go through a shorter route, but they are going to run into Edward.
And an interesting thing is that TSM hasn't utilized a single round.
That's a really good point, actually. We haven't really seen much in the way of AWPing. I mean, economy for both teams has been a little bit sketchy But looks like this cleanup is going to go fairly well once again. 2 guys dying, so as you said, actually, I mean, it's kind of okay for Na'Vi, but it's also okay for TSM. So keeping them within that that range of being forced to an eco.
I wonder if TSM is gonna go for that like fast B push, where they don't like use nades. They just try to get Navi's face and just try to gain as much ground as they can. And we see 3 people long and 1 guy pushing short for Navi right now. They're just taking a huge risk, just stacking A.
Okay, yeah, this is going to have to pay off here for Na'Vi. They are mixing it up massively, so Anthony Flamey alone on the B-bomb site. Now the challenges are coming in. It's going to be TSM that actually win the ground towards Party, but again, there's 2 players still on A long at the moment that can push through. And Na'Vi haven't really shown much aggression towards this area, so it could actually catch TSM off guard slightly. We're seeing Device is moving with the bomb in the Party area. Very slow round so far after those initial picks.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade. Favorable for TSM.
Just slowly clearing positions, and that is essentially what you have to do is the T side, take it slower on this map. The CTs can be anywhere on the A side of the map, and Edward's actually gonna finally peek around the A long area towards T spawn, and gonna spot them rotating back a little bit. So Guardian is gonna go and help Flamey out on the B bomb site. So I like this from Na'Vi. They got Zeus working on connector control for a fast rotate to B if they play for that, and they're going back actually, and Zeus will get the frag onto Cage and B. So mid control here for Na'Vi. Fast rotates either way, and they're going to try to kind of like fake out a little bit onto Flamey, and they are pulling more players towards B. A is actually completely empty at the moment.
Yeah, and Device just so risky walking up with the bomb towards the park there, and it might actually work now because there doesn't seem to be any Na'Vi players there, but I can't believe he went back to the park alone with the bomb when they have just spotted Edward being there. You could even saw Kading trying to point that out.
And Device will actually lose that duel as well. So, I mean, that's one of those rounds where basically TSM had an interesting call there to kind of make that situation after the 1-for-1 a little bit better for themselves. But everyone lost their duels on TSM, so you never really got to see what it could have developed into. But did you think the theory there was pretty good from them?
You mean the round from Na'Vi?
From TSM, how they were handling their T side there.
Yeah, they looked a bit scattered, especially like the bomb going alone back to park. I much prefer to just go, like, if you do a 1-for-1 trade on this map, you should just go together, like push E, B or push A, just keep it simple, not try to like spread out as they did there.
Yeah, lots of lost 1v1s from TSM. Na'Vi 8-4 now. They're actually they had a very shaky start, but they've managed to bring themselves back into a nice situation. And Zeus, that pop flash is perfect actually. He's going to adjust to actually take down the guy that wasn't flashed, and it's going to be a 1-for-2 there for Na'Vi, and it's going to be a committed play now into B for TSM. Flamey able to spray down Carrigan. They cannot deal with Flamey just sitting on the barrels with the support of his teammates, throwing in those grenades, and his Device still locked into the monster tunnel. That's going to be where his final resting place will be, thanks to Flamey, and 9-4 now the score. So Na'Vi settling well into the CT half.
Yeah, and it looked like TSM was going to have a great half there in the beginning. I think they were up 4-3, but after Na'Vi gained control over their economy, they just got in, yeah, exactly 6 rounds in a row, and this looked just looking so easy for them.
Okay, so TSM now, what are they going to be able to do? Can they get kind of party and toilets control? That's been a big point of contention between the two teams, and generally on Overpass, as it is always. And Guardian is going to spot one player, and in fact, it's going to be his teammate Edward who was actually putting support in with the rifle to take the frag, and they're going to spot all these players pushing up. Now C's is caught between 2, able to get that frag though, TSM, and push forwards onto the bomb site. Guardian now eliminated as well. Usually he's the big stopping point for Na'Vi, but he is going to fall, and that's going to put it to a 2-on-2, allowing TSM to potentially get this bomb down, but that fire is making things a little bit tricky as Na'Vi have bought enough time to get themselves onto the site, and they stop the plant. So TSM, they're all down to Cage and B against Flamey now, as Flamey just sits behind, just waiting for Cage and B to make a move for that bomb. And there it is, Flamey picks up the kill with the headshot onto Cage and B. So Na'Vi 10-4 now, and TSM without that bomb plant, not necessarily with the buy that they would have wanted.
Yeah, TSM actually playing that round really well. Like, you having it come down to a 1v1 as T and Overpass is actually a good thing, but they just couldn't get it that time.
So it's looking quite scary here. Na'Vi have done such a good job so far on the CT side to stabilize and then get the momentum just strung together and just keep on keeping on. And Guardian's going to actually have to fall back here, but it's going to be Edward in this one. It's a new position. The jumping spray finds the head of Edward from Dupree, and Guardian's up close. This is really dangerous. Guardian's going to have to come out huge, but he gets taken out immediately. They're going to be charging onto the bomb site now with the men advantage seized by the Q position here. Going to be sprayed down, and TSM are looking fantastic here. They just have to keep the push going. But Na'Vi have arrived. The Flamey and Zeus are both on the bomb site, but they're not in the best positions. They're kind of stacked up on the big truck there. But TSM, they still need to get that bomb towards the site. Now, they've got options here, and they've got time. A minute left in the round,
And he's
Carrigan's
going back. He's going back alone with the bomb once again.
But now he's going back towards A, so are they kind of faking themselves out a little bit here? Making things a little bit too complicated, because now it's an even situation. Zeus peeks out at the pivotal moment where he can actually capitalize on a frag, a one-on-one, and it's going to be TSM now trying to get that bomb down. Just faking it initially. It's down to Flamey. This is Mix coming into play there by Bank. And good stuff here from TSM with the positioning. And Flamey is really unwinnable at that point, and it's going to be a 5th round for TSM, but again, it seemed like they were making things maybe a little bit more complicated than it should be.
Yeah, just look at the last round. They just went for a straight up YOLO, like short towards A, and it completely worked out. The good thing about pushing there, I said earlier, like, if you want to just play stand-alike and just go for kills, you just try to push the tallest, because the dual stairs are so safe. Like, even if you get up to the A site, you can just rotate back down the stairs and go towards B. So it's like, you're not committing yourself to the actual bomb site, you're just gaining so much ground and like forcing such awkward rotations there from Na'Vi.
Well, I mean, if Na'Vi are able to actually get this pistol round as well, I mean, TSM are going to be in a really, really hard position, only having 5 rounds on the T side. Of course, Na'Vi were able to win their pistol. It was a bit tumultuous, but tumultuous even. But here we go, Tech9's pushing in from Na'Vi. TSM has spotted the push. They've left one man on the B-bomb site. The rest have their attention set on the A site here, and it's going to be Demise picking up a long-range frag on Guardian. Zeus is going back towards the monster area, and that's going to ring some alarm bells here towards B. Now TSM are not entirely sure where Na'Vi are now, especially that they spotted Zeus towards monster.
Yeah, and still 2 tech armor here for Na'Vi. It's always really scared to play versus tech armor when you only have a USP.
Making their way through connector now completely silently, and TSM still with a lot of bodies towards the A bomb site. So this is definitely the right call from Na'Vi. Just got to find those headshots, but Carrigan will take down one. Looking for the flick shots. It's going so well here for TSM. They're going to lock down that B bomb site. Carrigan with 2 excellent kills, and he made them really quickly, and that's the key moment. They couldn't even get through the choke points.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I thought Carrigan's position was quite terrible. Like like where he's supposed to go, he's just gonna get like sandwich from the short at the same time.
Yeah,
exactly. And but yeah, he just completely out-aimed 2 Na'Vi players, and the second pistol round as well going in favor of TSM.
Yeah, and
oh, it actually was Na'Vi who won the first one.
So it's going to be interesting now to see if Na'Vi getting damage done with the dudes, because I mean, TSM, they were so good at keeping the pressure on Na'Vi. I wonder if Na'Vi are going to be able to do the same kind of thing. TSM have a more defensive approach than Na'Vi did in their position, so that might be what they need to do. But they're going to be swarming them over here, and Carrigan's in that position again, and he's showing why he thought it was terrible. Completely exposed, gets completely wrapped in the bomb site, is now in the possession of Na'Vi. Bomb planted as TSM are storming it back. They've got a 3-on-3 now. Got a little bit of positioning to work with at jungle, but they're getting just tapped down from all over the place. Device has no idea which way to look. He's just go for the straight up challenge, just strafing in with the pistol, the P250. And that's Na'Vi winning the round. That's huge.
I really don't understand Carrigan's position. They're like, on the B side on Overpass, you either want to go to like, okay, we're gonna defend the chokes, you know, monster and short, like let's hold the chokes, or we're gonna go for the, okay, we're gonna let them go out the chokes, take the site, and we're just gonna play back in graffiti, back in up the balcony, or even in the C2 water. But like this pillar, there's like nowhere you can go, and he, as you saw there, just got sandwiched from those Tech 9s.
And he didn't have cover from, there's like no player near barrels of monster or anything to like yeah, if they push it at the same time, yeah, so it's pretty strange, but well, Na'Vi, they do have a P90, a few Famuses. They picked up a lot of money actually from TSM that you know the TSM had invested in, so that's going to really jumpstart Na'Vi's economy. Great nade there onto Dupree. So it's just a pretty easy cleanup so far from Na'Vi. They've put it down to 3 players here from TSM. Xyp9x will somehow get a long-range frag with the P2000, but I don't think Na'Vi are really very worried at this point. So this should be Na'Vi 12-6. As far as edges to gain over Na'Vi go, is there anything that you think TSM should be doing? Like
I think
what
they should.
look out for?
I think they should eco so they can have like smokes, molos, and an op. Like it's so important, especially on the B site. If you can just delay them with a molo on the B bomb site when the pushes come in, you usually buy enough time for the rotate to come. So I don't want to see them going for like Famuses, just one flash, like light armor. They should just eco until they have that full nade set and hopefully an op as well.
Alright, let's see how it goes. We do have the full eco here for TSM. Now, they've got 2 players in connector at the moment, so that actually can get pretty scary, especially when the P90 runs in, just spraying health 11, but it's going to be Na'Vi slowly working their way up towards A at the moment, which is, I mean, they don't know it, but it's the perfect call. They do have Guardians, C's rather, just lurking around the back here, and now TSM kind of figured it out. They've pushed the monster area. Karrigan's going to keep on pushing whilst his teammates rotate back around to A, but it looks like Na'Vi going to beat them to the punch here. They're already on the bomb site. They already know it's clear, which means only one thing. TSM stacks B, and they're probably playing for the Exus at this point. So let's see if they can actually get any Exus kills here. Na'Vi looking quite good. Drive-by there from Device with the pistol. Going to claim 1, but that's it so far. And that's going to be it for this round. 13-6. Na'Vi looking like they want to close this one out really fast.
Yeah, and I like the decision that TSM went for that double eco though. They know if they want to come back into this game, they have to go for that complete lockdown, and you can only do that by having those nades, having that off. And you can see Karrigan with the off there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw full nade set there on the rest of the players.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bit of a struggle here.
Double op actually.
Yeah. Now, this is something that can go really, really well, or obviously quite horribly, especially if you've got Guardian there winning the challenge. So that's 1 ult down. And Na'Vi, with that early pick, they can really play around with TSM and just try to make things worse. And we can already see that an information play is kind of being forced out from TSM. They're actually pushing Dupree on A long, as we can see now. And he's kind of key. This 1-on-1, there it is. He is going to win it against Edward. Good stuff there from Dupree. And that's going to even things up a little bit. And the rotation time is so fast for TSM that this becomes a much better situation. It's a bit like Nuke in that sense.
Yeah, you're running through that CT spawn like bank area. It's just so fast from the side.
So Na'Vi, they've got Flamey now moving up through Monster. And TSM don't really have anyone very close to that position, so Device is practically playing from water here on that ramp. He's going to have to do the job with Xyp9x for the site defense. But it's such a weird series of angles here for TSM. The Device will pick up 1 kill, but the bomb goes down in the meantime, and it's just hiding there. There we go. So he's able to finish him off. So super weird positioning there from TSM, completely giving up Monster. Dupree gets eliminated as well. What do you make of that?
I actually think the round was like lost when Karrigan made that peek through Monster. It was like if you were up or you're down 13-6.
Yeah.
You can't take like huge risk. You just have to find a way of play that's so solid that you can string like 6 rounds together like straight. And peeking out Monster with the op, like if guarding is waiting there, Karrigan is going down because the terrorist is there like way earlier.
Like always, you can always the CTs get the favorable engagement if you got the right weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so this round here for Na'Vi could mean map points again. And we are going to see Edward taking the passing here. Is the push from Cage and B though, spraying him down, but Guardian's going to cover him. And TSM putting 2 players for this connector control. But Na'Vi, I don't think they're all that worried about this. They do have quite a few players surrounding them, and I think they know that at least 1 player's there. That's a great grenade. Zeus will finish Dupree off before it detonates, and they found Device now as well. They're going to attack him from 2 sides at once. No way he can withstand that, and it's just Karrigan left over. And they invested everything in this round, and Na'Vi looked to be going very quickly to map point, and it looks like the choice of Overpass was a really smart one.
Yeah, things just looking very easy for Navi right now, just picking TSM apart, and we usually see TSM doing that round where they just walk down 2 people down the stairs. They usually use that round when they're under a lot of stress and they have to just try something crazy. And yeah, Navi just played it absolutely perfectly. They just played it safe. They just pushed from the stairs, pushed from down the ladder, like 2 people from each side, just slowly, like just picking them off. And yeah, Navi just playing very well right now.
The TSM actually seem a little bit lost on the CT side. Of course, they haven't had many opportunities on CT to actually get the rounds because Navi, you know, they were 10-5 up. But still, as you said, taking those risks in these key moments, and generally speaking, across this map, I've seen TSM trying to play a lot of one-on-ones, and it just generally been going Navi's way, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And just back to that risk play from Kerrigan. Yeah, so hard so you can gain something. Like either they rush monster or just push a lot of AKs, and then you're probably just gonna get one, and you're gonna fall back in a position where you would rather have a rifle, or someone is gonna hold you with an AWP, and then you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know in which situations that would be good. It's if one Navi player would hold there with an AK, which is very unlikely.
All right, so it's going to be once again a very similar opening on both sides. The pressure from Na'Vi into the A toilets area, and it's going to be Flamey who picks up a really long range frag there onto the device. Cajun B does get a trade, but it's going much better for Na'Vi. The weapon advantage, starting picking up that frag with Yorp, is certainly going to make things really troublesome now for the remainder of TSM. So the thing is that there's so much time left here, but Flamey's just going to charge up by himself, and both players have been pulled towards A for TSM. And again, Na'Vi have got so much time to play with. They don't have to rush themselves.
Yeah, just going 2 people long. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the third one who's playing balloons right now. It's just gonna go slowly towards short. He just wants to watch the flank from the stairs first. Sipnik's all alone here. Spotted one there.
Okay, there is the incendiary turn as well. He's going to rotate to the flank very quickly, which is smart because if Carrigan pushes in, then they can attack from 2 different angles at once. The Zins get smoked off. He's going to take the opportunity to push straight through, but Guardian finds the shot onto him, and it's just down to Carrigan now, in-game leader here for TSM, to try to keep them in it on map 1 in this series, and he is going to get dropped by Seized, 16-6. Big map number 1 here from Na'Vi. They are not messing around in TSM. That was rough.
Yeah, and like the 2 key rounds on the last half was TSM won the pistol. Then they lost that Tech 9 round where Kerrigan took that really weird position on B behind the pillar, where he just should have like either you push all the way up or you just fall back. You don't do something like in between. And of course the round where they had that double eco, they went for the double op, and then Kerrigan just peaked. It feels like I'm flaming Kerrigan here, but like it was those 2 like key rounds that lost them that half, I think.
Yeah, so we are going to have to see if they can recover on their pick Cobblestone, which is, again, an interesting one. It does feel like both teams are kind of trying to like counter-pick each other, which is not the usual thing here, and you can see that Device looks absolutely beside himself there. Wow, I mean, just take that in for a moment. Like, it's definitely looking like he's really stressed out, and it's not, like, it's actually getting into their heads a little bit. So, well, guys, we'll take a short little break here, and we'll come back with the analysis of map number 1 between these 2 teams. So stay with us. We'll be back after the break. Very soon. Very soon. It's coming. I promise you guys. There will be a break, so you can go to the bathroom. Hydrate. That's good. Get yourself hydrated. It's very